So I'm just going to sit down here.
All right.
I think the first thing that we can talk about maybe is just like we're in Saline, but where's home? Like, where was growing up for you? Where did you
Ann
actually grow?
Arbor.
Ann
Ann
Arbor.
Arbor.
Right. For your whole life, you were born and raised, pretty much?
Born and raised, yep. And probably I've been in Saline in the vicinity for probably about 12 years.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. And then how about family around and whatever? What's the
I have
family?
one sister that's really close. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
close with her.
Mm-hmm.
And one that we don't really see eye to eye on much, but I keep in touch every day with her.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, one of the most interesting questions I find is, and you can share if you want what your age is, but your things that you used to think were super important at any stage back in the past that you would say aren't really important anymore. What would those be in
Well,
relation to your age that you are right now?
I'm 71 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say things that were important back then, of course, when I had a child, taking care of that.
Yep.
After she wasn't around anymore, more or less just setting up my life, making sure I had a job. I always worked all the time. I wasn't one to call in sick or anything,
Sure.
no personal days. Um, I partied a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my car, I liked cars,
Okay,
so those
great.
were kind of important.
What do you drive now?
Now I drive a Ford Fusion, but back
Ford
when,
fan. All
yeah,
right.
it
There we
it
go.
was a hopped up Camaro that had,
Oh, awesome.
big wide BF Goodrich and blah 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 custom paint job.
So you were the real deal.
So let's just say that a lot of maybe egotistical things used to
Mm-hmm.
be important,
Mm-hmm.
but I did come to know the Lord Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
and that changes your thought pattern around dramatically. And I've always been like a caring person and care about other people, so I'm a giver,
Yeah.
and that grew stronger. And it's, living here in where we live, uh, it's just delightful when you can help people. You
Yeah.
do have to draw lines and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's so I would say all the egotistical stuff was a bunch of nonsense, is what I figured out. And just giving and doing the right thing and living in the minute so that you're enjoying every second of every day
Yeah.
and not letting things impede on that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's very interesting. Because my second question was kind of the reverse. It's like, so what is important to you now that maybe back in the day wasn't wasn't important now? So what do you think now has risen to the top part of the priority list for you?
Well, probably just being careful financially so that I don't have to rely on other people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe learning more through the people here of all the different outside things that you can utilize if and when you do need help.
Got it. Yeah.
Um, that's probably about it.
Yeah.
Just, it's a learning thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of free time, which you have, but you don't realize when you get older that the days shoot by.
Do they?
Totally. I can't, along with the months and years,
Sure.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it just goes fast, and just enjoy every moment of every second when you can, and just not let anything get in your way of
Mm-hmm.
having happiness.
So you said 71, right?
Hmm.
So when we say 71, or you say 71 to yourself, what does it make you feel? What do you associate to being 71 for
Well,
you?
for me, the people that I've been around with here that have more ailments, and like the other day, there's a lady that lives here that I thought was maybe in her mid 80s, and come to find out she's a year older than me.
Oh, wow.
So, knowing the Lord and what a blessing it is that, I don't need a walker yet, or I haven't fallen and broken something.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget things every now and again, but I remember when I was 20, I couldn't find my car keys or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. I almost forgot the question, actually.
Yeah, just things that come to mind when you wake up in the morning, it's like I'm 71 and that makes me feel,
Well, one thing that might be, I don't want to say it's negative, but my mind is still like in the realm of youth and
Mm.
humor,
Yeah.
tricking people, making them laugh, pulling jokes on them,
Mm-hmm.
just having fun. But other things like you think, oh, I'm going to go out and, hose up the garden. I mean, how hard is that? And then you do it for a half hour and you can barely move.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, this is completely different than this. And that's about really the
So
biggest
that's a
thing that I.
difference. Oh,
Mm-hmm,
I like the way you said
mm-hmm,
that. Yeah. I mean, even at my age, I know I'll wake up and complain about an ache or a pain, and all I did was a little bit of yard work.
mm-hmm,
But I like
mm-hmm.
what you say. The difference between this and my body now are starting to be different.
Oh, very different. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
amazing. I mean, if
interesting.
this part was, in agreement with this, I'd be 20
You'd be 20
forever.
again. Yeah.
But I do work out like,
Mm-hmm.
at least 3 this week. It's been 5 times.
Wow.
And not a long time, maybe 40 minutes at the most, and I like to shoot pool. And so
Mm-hmm.
the activity really keeps your body in tune. When I don't do it for 3 or 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
sitting is a nightmare. And then once you sit and your body's in that, then the only thing you can do is go to lay down to take the pressure off and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've really learned that movement is a huge key of making at least this somewhat agreeable with this.
Got it. And that's a great lead in because my next little bit was talking about what have you found to be important things for yourself to um, I say stay healthy, but the reality is stay however you aspire to be. Like some people are more vital than others, and so you have your own idea. But what are some of the keys that you've found to help you stay at the activity level you want to be at?
Just to overcome my lazy will, or that I really don't want to do it. But it's like, okay, when you had a job, you don't want to do that, but you got up and went every
Yeah.
day. It's a commitment to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the ladies around here will ask, do you like, doing that? And I go, no, I absolutely hate it. But it's a matter of mind over matter. You just get there, and when you're done,
Yeah.
that's the prize. You
Yeah.
feel good, you feel energized.
Mm.
I used to hate water, and I still don't like it, but I try to make sure I get a lot of that because I know that helps.
Oh, drinking water, you mean? Yeah, I
Yes.
got it. Mm-hmm.
And I try to eat healthy, but I love food, so I'm not real careful about that, but I
Yeah.
know I should be better. And just really mainly just the activity. I mean, sit here and watch TV for a half hour, 40 minutes, turn it off and go downstairs and take a little walk.
Oh, good for
Stand up
you.
when other people just sit, 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 because
Mm-hmm.
sitting, move it or lose it. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, goody, I get to go work out on the elliptical. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
But you just do it.
So you talk about kind of going and working out. Where do you do that? And what are your favorite activities?
Well, I do it at the senior center, but
Mm-hmm.
I also took advantage of the free rec
Oh,
center.
the rec center
But
program.
yeah, they had a program over there,
Yeah.
but I haven't been there yet.
Okay.
I also, while it was here, we had that Thursday exercise that Brecken Village sends over with the bands and the stretching,
Mm-hmm.
and that's an hour. And what I do at the senior center is the stationary bike.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an old fashioned one, it's got a nice big seat and
Yeah.
very comfortable. Sometimes the rowing machine, and most of all, the elliptical.
I like that.
Yeah, I
That's one of
usually
my
do
favorite machines
a
too.
1,000 to 2,000 steps.
Oof.
So
I haven't been on one in a while, but I like it because it's kind of a full body and it's kind of fluid.
it's
It's kind of
it's not hard. It's
yeah,
easy, and yet you can get a lot done on it. So
yeah,
that's probably my favorite. And then I shoot billiards.
yeah. So you enjoy doing that.
Mm.
So that's good. So I mean, you're talking about two or three different locations. I mean, you gotta have a will to keep that up.
You have to.
When you don't do that, so some days you're not in the mood or whatever, you don't do it. How does it make you feel, and how do you overcome getting back on track? Because I'm sure you have
Well,
times like
we
that.
just had it on the 4th of July. So the senior center was closed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday, I thought, okay, well, we got an elliptical here available. So I did probably maybe 375, and then kind of got lazy about it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I mean, I sat here so much, Steve, in this silly, and I put my feet up. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's comfortable and everything, but you start feeling like sluggish, like a sloth, and it
Huh.
easily gets your habit turned back around to where And then after sitting here like this, like I say, into my bed I go, and I got a 5-inch 5.0 memory. It's
Uh,
completely comfortable.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, walking is best, standing is best,
Mm-hmm.
sitting is terrible, laying is terrible at this age. So,
Uh,
but in my mind, once I know Monday that place is going to be open, so now like 3-4 months in a row, I might go 3 to 4 times a week to the center. This time I went 5 every
wow.
day, Monday,
Wow.
Tuesday,
That's so
Wednesday.
good.
It I felt terrible
Yeah.
sitting here.
Yeah.
It was awful.
So it just
And
was
then I
like,
start bugging other people that sit around too
yeah,
much. I go, you got to get up and move it.
yeah.
I even told, a lady that has an injury up here,
Mm-hmm.
just if you can do anything to keep the circulation
Yeah.
that can help sores, it can help
Mm,
the gook inside your
yeah.
joints,
Yeah.
just keep moving.
Yeah.
Even when I don't want, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I could just, I could take 10 naps a day
Yeah. Right.
if I
Right.
got in that habit.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Well, let's talk about like mental health a little bit. Like, what do you think is the biggest challenge that you have experienced as far as feeling peaceful in your mind and optimistic, or however you like to feel? What are some of the challenges that you've found? And I would think, especially maybe living alone. I mean, I don't know what that's like.
Well, I don't mind living alone
Mm-hmm.
because I was really independent before I had a child. And then you have that, and I mean, the child dictates when I took a shower,
Yeah.
when I slept, when could I go to the grocery store, whatever. And that
Mm-hmm.
kind of threw me out of my independent thing. I
Got
had
it.
my job that kept me busy and lived alone for the most part till I got married. I don't mind living alone at all. And I do find that if I am kind of, I don't want to say lonely, just bored maybe,
Yeah.
and I've been sitting around too much, there's always, I can go down on the puzzle and Mikey's sitting down there, or
Yeah.
I can go see Hetty down the hallway, or I can go up to Jillian's for an hour. There's always, it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'm with my sister a lot. I do have a very close relationship. She's 6 minutes away. We've been close our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really say that I'm not the kind of person that gets depressed or
Yeah.
anything. And I tell other people, I try to argue with them. I go, to me, depression is self centeredness gone mad. There's always something you can do for yourself that can take you away from thinking about yourself and what victimized or whatever you're
Yeah.
feeling. And there's always something you could do for somebody or something, even just sitting and talking to them, that
Wow.
fulfills them. And I go to church every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it Wednesday night online. And I don't really have, like sorrow or anything, because I don't worry about getting sick, because I know that if you get real sick, I know drugs are available to pretty much, I mean, they give you morphine and then off you go to heaven. And because I know what heaven is and what it's going to be like, I don't fear
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I know him. Other people that don't, I can't imagine how they feel.
Yeah.
It would be scary. Life would be scary, but
Yeah.
I don't get scared over things. I
Mm-hmm.
just somehow, it's got to be from his blessing that I don't have concerns.
That's really great. Well, you could teach a class on it because everything you've said really resonates with me. And we both know people that really wrestle with loneliness. They wrestle with anxiety about the future, lots of things, right? And you've kind of sketched out your own recipe on how you combat that to the point that you really haven't had to deal with it that much, which is really a
Well,
blessing. That's great.
it is a blessing, and I mean, knowing the Lord Jesus and how perfect and loving He is, who am I to sit here and feel pity or
Mm-hmm.
lonely? There's always something to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I think individuals can make themselves lonely by lack of getting out and thinking of other people and
Yeah.
doing, just talking to them, or
Yeah.
watching a movie with them, or going out to eat, or any number of things.
Yeah. Oh, that's really amazing. Well, thinking about that, is there anything that does stress you out? Maybe. I mean, like you talk about having a lot of peace, which is wonderful. Is there anything as the society or things that you're laying in bed and the times you maybe do get anxious? Anything that kind of does produce worry or concern or keep you up at night or
Well,
anything like that?
I wouldn't call it anxiety, and I wouldn't really even call it anger, but I'm over the last 8, 12 years, the world that's gone so downhill and so anti-Christ into just the love of money and what people are doing with it and
Mm,
goofing up America. That fries my shorts. Yeah, that's
yeah,
about the only thing, but that's not really my
yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly. You can kind of watch it and be
Oh, it's
frustrated that it's
it
happening and
right,
stuff, but it's
exactly.
not like,
But it doesn't make me anxious because once again, in the Bible it tells that we're going to go through these perilous times
yeah,
when good wrong is right and right is wrong.
mm-hmm,
And I get a little bit, overboard on social media, and I say I'm pretty unfiltered. I just say it like it is,
yeah, yeah,
and I think you shouldn't do that because this is the Lord's plan, and as yucky as it looks, it's His plan. Just chill out.
yeah,
So that's about the only thing that can really get me riled.
yeah, yeah. Um, I want to just touch on for a quick minute things having to do with healthcare, maybe, because you work really hard to be as healthy as you can. Um, have you had experiences with friends or loved ones that have gone through difficult health times, and
Oh
what
yeah.
how's that impacted you? What types of things have you feel like you've gone through as a support person?
Well, supporting people in that situation, and I try to do it around here too, give like advice of to be proactive with your doctor and get your
Mm-hmm.
questions answered, or take somebody with you that will listen because honestly, I have no trust in the medical system,
Mm-hmm.
none whatsoever. So, I mean, I don't do things like mammograms, colonoscopy, um, because I don't trust the information that they're going to give me.
Got it.
And, like my doctor, he says, now, Jane, you should get a colonoscopy. You should get this. And I go, okay, doc. So if I go and get a mammogram and they say you've got severe cancer, I'm not doing radiation, I'm not doing chemotherapy. I figure quality of life is better than the people I've seen that have done those two treatments and how they live until they
Mm-hmm.
quickly die.
Yeah.
And so, why would I want to go have one?
Mm-hmm.
What would I do with that knowledge? Nothing besides know it, and I'd rather not know it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just the healthcare. I mean, if I broke my leg, I'd go to the what something.
For sure.
But no, I'm not going to get this spot checked
Mm-hmm.
or whatever because. And if I did have to, there's a doctor up the street at an urgent care that used to be the head of Henry Ford critical emergency type
Okay.
thing. I would probably ask him, I'm having something, who would you suggest?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't, I've seen some of the things that have gone on here, and you've got, a person here that's 88. I mean, she must have been to the doctor, every specialist about whatever, 20 times, and there's no answer. It's always another thing, and then whatever they do is just like a revolving
Yeah.
testing and doing this. And at 88, you got to go to the Riker building
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
walk the long way, and
Yeah.
it takes 3 hours, and you're completely wore out.
Mm-hmm.
You're 88. Just it's the quality of life. Just sit here and watch the TV and let's have fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, it's generous of you to attend to other people that are going through things because I know you do a lot of that, and it's
well,
part of your calling. I
yeah,
think, you know.
yeah. I think the Lord's blessed me with just
Yeah.
wanting
Yeah.
and yearning to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's great.
I mean, doctors won't do anything. The lady has that bad knee thing and needs that injection. Well,
Mm-hmm.
our doctors don't do that. I go, can we just go in the car up to the surgeon care to this doctor I know? We'll
Mm-hmm.
be in and out in a half hour, and you'll get your shot.
Mm-hmm.
And another lady that had certain things going on with her glands. I just have to Google search it. I watch a lot of detective shows, so I like to really keep this moving and
Yeah.
watch how they do things so
I'm a big CSI
intricately.
fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool. And there's such
Yeah.
simple things, whereas they tell me the nightmare, well, the doctors, they're stumped.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? So I
Yeah.
have to,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you just learn things, and it's
Mm-hmm.
fun to learn and keep that brain
Yeah.
moving.
For sure. All right. Well, last thing I have, and then if you have something else, you can add it for sure. But you know, um, if you were to tell somebody that just moved in here, maybe that's 70 or 80, like, hey, I've got some secrets to share, my own personal secrets about happiness and living life at this age, what would you share with them?
Well, I'd probably just tell them to try to be active,
Mm-hmm.
interact with people, but cautiously,
Mm-hmm.
because you really don't know people very quick, and you might get yourself into something that is hard to get out of.
Yeah.
And just be a part of the community. Do what you want. There's a lot of flowers and stuff to tend,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just have fun
Yeah.
and get on the elliptical.
Get on the elliptical. I
Yeah,
love that.
I tell a lot of people they don't listen though.
Yeah. Anything else that comes to mind that you want to share? Those are brilliant.
Well,
Really brilliant.
I mean, outside of just doing things that really enlighten your heart,
Yeah.
play Scrabble,
Yeah.
play things, watch games on TV that make you think.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the mind as active as you can, and drink a lot of water, exercise, and like I say, I like food, so I
Yeah.
kind of blow it in that area, but I do take supplements.
There you go. What's your favorite restaurant? Like, where, if you had a top choice, where is it you like to go
Well,
as far as food type and
it depends. If I'm in the burger mood, Bridgewater Bank,
Bridgewater?
because
Yeah.
they've got really good burgers.
Yeah, they do.
If I want kind of fancy food or something, maybe Mediterranean.
Oh, yeah.
The
That's a good
steaks over at not Outback, but the other one, Texas
Texas
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. They do a good
Um,
steak there, don't they? I
they
like
do.
them.
I like their fillets.
Yeah.
And hot dogs, Bill's, 1000% in Ipsy.
Got
It's
it.
got the best
You're
hot
listing
dogs.
off the top places here. Do you like
So,
Mexican at
oh
all?
yeah, yeah, I love
You
Mexican.
guys have a ton of Mexican places
We
here.
do, but the best one I think is in Ipsy. I
Okay.
can't think of the name of it, but
Got it.
it's the best. I've been there several times, and I just for the drive, I just go around here, but
Yeah.
and they do, but that
I
place
like
is
the by the Briarwood Mall, the Los Tres Amigos place that's on that circle. I don't know
oh
if
I
you've ever been there.
no
That's a good one, but I think we're going to Paradise today.
yeah
Is that any
yeah
good?
it's okay.
Is
I
it?
mean I haven't been to the newest one down there where Ruby Tuesday or whatever it used to be.
Yeah, that's
I haven't been there. I usually just go up to the Cancun, the
okay.
one that's right by CVS,
Yep, yep, yep.
when I want something, and when I
I've been
really
there
don't
one
care, I'll
time.
drive through Taco Bell. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
care.
right. I've been to that one time. It was not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, like I say, if I really want to go, I'll go to
Getting
Ipsy.
getting good, authentic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you a Mediterranean food person, like euros and
Oh,
things like that?
yeah,
Yeah,
gyros are real good. There's
some
no
good
place
places.
really around here. The Parthenon in the old days, uptown Ann Arbor,
Yeah,
was the best, and I can't really, even though I can't think of the Leo's in front of Walmart. Believe it or
yeah,
not, they have a decent
they
gyros, but
do.
it's decent
Right.
instead of like the Parthenon level.
Yeah, Parthenon is like the top of the class. There's the place Amos.
Tried that too. That's
Yeah,
not, yeah.
I've only
Once
done
you've
carryout. Once you've had
yeah
the Parthenon, everything
yeah
else just doesn't measure up.
right yeah exactly.
Well, good deal.
Yep
But now,
yep.
who's in the picture there? Is
That's
that?
my daughter and son-in-law.
Wow,
Yep, that's Austin and Martin.
wow.
And my maiden name was Martin. And they've been married quite a while. Live in Dexter.
Really? Okay.
Have
So,
have like 10 indoor cats.
oh my gosh.
No children.
Whereabouts in Dexter?
Territorial, west on Territorial down to Sterling Lane. It's one of them Gunther home
Oh,
communities.
yep, yep. I
Big
think I
old
know.
houses. Hmm.
So we're, I don't know if you know where we live. So we're on, here on River Drive in Mast, which Mast goes up out to Territorial, but very close to town. There's a party store right on Mast as you go across the river out of town,
Yeah, I
going north.
kind of know here on River Drive. I've taken it a few times, but it's been
Yeah,
decades.
yeah.
So
So yeah. So we live right on the other side of the river. So
Dexter's nice, but
yeah,
it's just getting a little bit big.
it
I
is.
mean, Celine's getting
Yep.
ridiculous and quite liberal.
Yeah, quite liberal. In your Bible there, I grew up with that Bible, all the pictures in there and the stories. So
Well,
that's a
every
great.
now and again, I mean, I've probably been in church for 40 years, and the Bible's always it's difficult to understand, but it gets
Mm-hmm.
way easier. But that's why I need to go to church, because he can take a certain little thing and make total sense.
Yeah.
But that children's Bible, I actually bought that for a lady upstairs,
Okay.
because unless you've been taught,
Yeah.
which is what you're supposed to do once you
Right.
get saved, um, it's beautiful. You can shoot through it, and it just makes it all clear.
I
But
just.
there's a lot more in the genuine
Yeah.
Bible.
Right.
There's my real one over there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can remember pages upon pages
Mm-hmm.
of that Bible
Yeah.
and
It just tells everything
all the
down
stories.
on
Yeah.
a certain level where anybody can understand it.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, awesome. Well, I will push stop
All
on
right.
this, and man, what a delight! You are